It took 100 million hours of volunteer time to build Wikipedia. Yet we spend 200 billion hours every year watching TV. To put this in perspective, we spend a Wikipedia worth of time every weekend in the US watching advertisements alone. If we were to forego our television addiction for just 1 year, the world would have over 1 trillion hours of cognitive surplus to commit to share projects. Imagine what we could do for the world's grand challenges with 1 trillion hours of focused attention. Diamandis and Kotler. Here I present some of my key highlights from Peter Diamandis and Stephen Kotler's 2012 book, Abundance. Studying molecular genetics at MIT, Diamandis often imagined what it would be like to explain his research to his great-great-grandfather. "Grandpa," I would begin, "do you see the dirt over there?" "Are you a soil expert?" he might ask. "No, but in the dirt there is this microscopic life form called a bacterium." "Oh, you're an expert in that." "No," I'd respond. "Inside the bacteria there is this thing called DNA." "So you're an expert in DNA?" "Not quite. Inside the DNA are these segments called genes. And I'm not an expert in those either. But at the beginning of these genes, it's what's called a promoter sequence." "Oh, well, I'm an expert in that." The world doesn't need another ultra-specialist generating research university. We've got that covered. Places like MIT, Stanford, and the California Institute of Technology already do a fine job creating super geniuses who can geek out in their nano niche. End of quote. I'd further elaborate saying that we need people with helicopter thinking abilities. Those that can perceive a 10,000 feet perspective and immediately thereafter getting into the minute details of the same perspective. These breeds are rare to find. When people believe the world's falling apart, says Kahneman, it's often an anchoring problem. At the end of the 19th century, London was becoming uninhabitable because of the accumulation of horse manure. People were absolutely panicked. Because of anchoring, they couldn't imagine any other possible solutions. No one had any idea the car was coming, and soon they'd be worrying about dirty skies, not dirty streets. End of quote. We live in exponential times. Change takes place blazingly fast. Our minds are linear, and they cannot keep up. It's hard, but it's possible to get out of a linear mindset and grasp the exponential reality. Let's look at a specific example. These days, it still takes some time and the cooperation of several people to perform a blood test. You need to draw the sample, send it to the lab, analyze it, get the results back, and this can take a few days, if not much more, such as in the case of developing countries. A technology now under development, known as Lab on a Chip, LOC, has the potential to solve these problems. Packaged into a portable, cell phone-sized device, LOC will allow doctors, nurses, and even patients themselves to take a sample of bodily fluid, such as urine, sputum, or a single drop of blood, and run dozens, if not hundreds of diagnostics on the spot and in a matter of minutes. End of quote. Since the writing of the book, there are more than a bunch of new technologies focusing on very rapid and convenient blood testing. Heck, we're doing ultra-fast genome sequencing and genome engineering today, but don't get me started on this, at least not in this video. Diamandis and Kotler wrote the book in 2012. Back then, they envisioned by 2015, the global market for personalized medicine is projected to reach $452 billion, all of which is to say we will soon have the means, methods, and motivation to value an individual's well-being like never before. End of quote. It's 2017 now, and I have the privilege of hindsight. A quick look into the numbers for 2015 tells me that the global market for preventative and personalized medicine went beyond Diamandis and Kotler's expectations. To be more precise, the number was $534 billion for 2015, according to Global Wellness Institute. Link in the description. With the convergence of infinite computing, artificial intelligence, ubiquitous broadband coverage, and low-cost tablets, we can provide a nearly free and personalized education to anyone, anywhere, at any time. This is an incredible force for abundance. Imagine billions of newly invigorated minds, thrilled by the voyage of discovery, using their newly gained knowledge and skills to improve their lives. Yeah, well, let me just finish my social media aimless scrolling first. Baba Shiv, a researcher at Stanford, thinks there are two types of mindsets when it comes to risk. Type 1 people are fearful of making mistakes. For them, failure is shameful and disastrous. As a result, they are risk-averse and whatever progress they make is incremental at best. On the other hand, Type 2 people are fearful of losing out on opportunities. What is shameful to these people, says Shiv, is sitting on the sidelines while someone else runs away with a great idea. End of quote. You always get to pick sides. What is the choice that you're gonna make? Abundance is both a plan and a perspective. This second bit is key. One of the more important points made throughout this book is that our perspective shapes our reality. The best way to predict the future is to create it yourself. End of quote. The reality-bound optimism of the ultra-practical Diamandis is augmented by the elegantly sophisticated style of Kotler. To energize you with readily implementable ideas, to turn yourself into a doer, I suggest picking up this book and reading more. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching.